Welcome, Band-Aid Gang. We back at it again with another exclusive live. I want to thank all the people that joined us this afternoon. We went crazy on the live, y'all. Christy Nome, One Gone. We gave her a Chinese name, y'all, and that's One Gone. You are watching We Beat You, Band-Aid Gang. I'm Mr. C-Dub. I ain't said a word, but you know what I'm saying. And I said, damn, with the
real angel.
And we beat you. Thank you guys for joining. Y'all get in here. Hey, it's been a long day, everybody. Y'all gotta bear with me, man. I tried to knock out 3. Looked like I was only gonna be able to do 2, but I do promise my audience that I will be coming on tomorrow 2 times, and we definitely gonna get this Dolph situation out. My people been begging me to go ahead and get it over with, y'all. We here now. But I told you guys. What's up, Damon? What's up, gang? That I had an exclusive. Make sure y'all spam that like button before you get up in the live, y'all. Thank you guys for coming in. But yeah, I told you I was gonna bring it to you raw. We hit 8,000 views on the last live we did. We trying to getting back up in the algorithms like we supposed to. They making the game work real hard, so we gonna keep on working hard doing what we do. You know, it's never worth it unless you hustle hard for it. It's never worth it unless you hustle hard for it, and that's what we doing over here. We just getting better. I got an exclusive young Dolph coming up, y'all. I got some things that ain't nobody seen. Shouts out to Cupcake. We've been chopping it up on the back end, and she brought me some real gems. So let's get straight into it. Now, you heard what I had said. Let me get in my acting voice, y'all. Y'all heard what I had done said. I told you, shouts out to Miss Low Down. I don't know if you watch her, but she from the Dolph sector. And what we do in the Dolph sector, we some real scientists. I told the gang that Cheryl Mills, which is the attorney for Bill Clinton, was in the Epstein files. Y'all don't believe me? Well, let's go.
Because she couldn't find nothing else to come at him with. So she said, why is you saying he's the president? Is you saying he's the president? She trying to make the throw the people off the
like
questions. And the lady said,
she is in the Epstein file.
Former president.
Right
if that
there.
Makes you happy, okay, y'all? She said the former. And then she shut up. But this lady, she ain't just defending the Clintons. She's trying to defend her own self now, really.
I told you.
Because she's attached to these people.
79 in here.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
There she go.
Cheryl Mills. This is who they saying.
Cheryl Mills.
Is this lawyer. And y'all, look at here.
Ooh.
The lawyer saying protecting the Clinton in those deposition videos was apparently pretty friendly with Ghislaine, whatever how you say her name, herself. They buddy.
So she was cool with Glenn Maxwell. Cool with her. That lady right there. I told you they all in it together. When y'all gonna start listening to me, Band-Aid Gang? I ain't failed you down once. Y'all hit that double tap that screen, hit that like button.
Buddies, y'all. She's friends with these people. They got, look at this. Look at the stuff down here that they got on her. Full conversations. Hey, I'm currently in a bikini in Palm Beach. I'm not trying to make you jealous or anything. Carol is great. Actually, she may not be gone for too long, as they may come and work with me if my deal goes through. They're talking like they buddies. I'm not dumb.
I told you we don't play.
It took me so long. Wait a minute, let me raise this up some. Yeah.
She's in the Epstein files.
So long to make my girlfriend. I don't know what she's talking about.
You got 114. Double tap that screen, y'all. Let's run it up.
So yeah, and they talk about a ensemble, okay? So I don't know what the heck they up to. But yeah, this is like transcript of her and this Maxwell lady. Buddy, y'all. They buddy. They got all of this stuff. Is today really your birthday? This is between her and the Maxwell lady, y'all, that's in jail right now for the same stuff. Is today really your birthday? It's the birthday of one of the greatest friends, and it would not at all be surprising that you shared it. They buddies. So happy birthday, darling. I have to do a bit of thinking. And she's talking about the Palm Beach again. If it weren't your birthday, I'll call you. What you really are for being there. Yeah, they buddies, y'all. All of these people are connected. How in the world you gonna have a lawyer
Exactly.
defending you and she friends with these people too? Y'all, I don't know what to say no more. I don't know what to say. Is anybody gonna be held accountable? Is anybody gonna go to jail from the?
There's her name right there, gang. There's her name, Cheryl Mills, Bill Clinton's attorney, in the Epstein files, gang. Did I mention that? Oh, must have left that part out. I told you when we dig deep over here on this channel. Let's go, gang.
The United States, other than the Maxwell lady and the Epstein man. I'm just asking, y'all. Because they're acting like all these other people that's connected to them is just connected to just,
Shuts out to the Dolph sector.
They weren't really doing anything. Y'all, this don't make no sense.
Nope.
Only you can take a picture that makes me look good. Thank you. I love you. XO.
Y'all read that?
Send and receive Hotmail on your mobile device. You are unbelievable. This is her. With the woman that was...
What if getting your master's degree in ministry didn't mean putting
Double
your
tap
life
that
on
screen, y'all. We running it up.
Traffic to the king?
Traffic to the king, gang.
All of these women, all of these youngsters, they're buddies with the lawyer that is defending Clinton, y'all. Make this make sense, y'all.
We're going to make it make sense tonight, though.
This is crazy. And they're talking about her right here. Not with me, no. Did you? Do you know somebody named Cheryl Mills? I do. Used to work in the blank house as a lawyer.
Bingo.
Yes, I do. Yes. Ty Blanche says, how do you know Miss Mills? I met Miss Mills through President Clinton. And they became best friends. Do you remember generally the time frame that you met her? I do, actually. Hang on. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to remember. I'm trying to get my date right. Last together.
I said, damn.
Oh, Lord, oh, Lord, oh, Lord. All of these people are friends, y'all.
All of them are friends. And we've
All
been
these
telling
people
y'all
are
that.
friends.
And we'll get to this man later. We know he's locked up in there. We know he's in the Epstein files. He lucky I ain't drug him yet. I could get Dr. Lily Coley on here and we could drag him all day, but he's a celebrity. We just gonna push him out the way. It's not really worth art. We want the big fish over here, gang. We want the big fish over here, gang. Y'all know how we do. We throw the guppies away. Yeah, we throw them away. They ain't really worth nothing. So Band-Aid gang, what y'all ready to do? I wanted to let everybody know. I promised you guys I would show it to you. That Cheryl Mills, which is the attorney for Bill Clinton, was in the Epstein files. There you guys seen it. I know y'all like my little picture I got there in the back. I'm about to upload a video real quick. Oh, so Band-Aid gang. Didn't I tell you I wasn't done?
Can you briefly describe the nature and extent of your relationship with Mr. Epstein?
Let's go. Double tap that screen.
Well, sometime after I left the White House, either in late 2001 or early-ish in 2002.
I want everybody to remember as we go into this live, what he said sometime after he left the White House is when he involved himself with Jeffrey Epstein. No. Hey, Nurse 59. No. And we got proof of that tonight. So we just gonna do the rundown because I want to get y'all seats prepared before I do my reaction. Did I mention that? Oops, must have left that part out. Y'all double tap that screen, hit that like button. Let's go.
I received a call from Larry Summers, who had been on my economic team and was later Secretary of Treasury.
Pay attention to the gems I'm about to give y'all.
And he said that he was calling because a man named Jeffrey Epstein, who had made a substantial commitment of several $1 million.
So exactly. You should just say extension. Several millions of dollars. Skip all the rest that you're talking about. Several millions of dollars.
I think it was 10, but whatever it was, to brain research. And he was
for brain research, right? For brain research. Brain research, everybody. Y'all heard what Diamond said the other day talking about. I wonder if they been putting chips in their brain. At this point in time, gang, we don't really know, right? We don't really know. Double tap the screen and hit the like button. Mods, get on their heads about hitting that like button, y'all. Y'all get in here. So let's go ahead. So remember, he's saying right now that he met Jeffrey Epstein after he was out of office. Well, we got proof that that not happened. Let's go.
Information hungry person, and he wanted to spend some time talking to me about economics and politics.
About money laundering, we know.
He's got this massive airplane, and he said he would take you, your staff, the Secret Service detail, anybody else you wanted to bring on the trips that he knew I was planning.
So they're taking the Secret Service on the plane.
A global network.
And he out of office.
To provide life-saving AIDS medicine to as many people as possible, as quickly as possible. And I should back up and say, when I left office, we
already know that his attorney is in the Epstein files.
Global funds on AIDS, TB, malaria.
So we rocking the show right now. Let's go.
And there were other instruments and institutions.
You see what he said? Instruments. Yeah, there was other instruments. Other instruments that we was work. He slipped up right then, but he said other instruments, all type of surgical things that they were using for this brain surgery, right? But yeah, we got you. We got you.
Later found it.
I'm about to light their ass up, gang.
It had not yet been funded. There were only 200,000 people in the entire developing world who had AIDS medicine. Most of them in Brazil, which had a big drug operation on its own, and in Thailand, which also.
So isn't it sad that they were creating pandemics, coming up with the vaccine, and charging us for the money, gang? That's some cold work that they was doing, gang. That is some cold work. Y'all get in here.
Some drug population. In Africa, there were like 30,000 people or something, just next to no people. And they were dying like flies. And
because y'all was unaliving them. Hey, Cupcake.
We had found a way to drastically drive the price down.
I'm off tomorrow, so we on with the Dolphin.
And that if we could drive the price down, we could, and empower people to administer the medicine right, we could save
not inject the people with the.
Who testified in Epstein cases that Epstein said, you quote, like them young. Why would Epstein say that about you?
Are you asking his opinion? You're asking him to think about why Mr. Epstein would say something about him?
Why would Epstein say that about
she's asking you to try.
The Clintons on hot water. We already got them boxed in. Now we finna box them all the way in right now, gang. We finna really look at all the movements, all the mistakes they making right now. We finna break them down, and then it's on to the next one. We already got Christy Gnomes with one gone Chinese name. Let's go, gang.
To be in Mr. Epstein's mind and guess at what Mr. Epstein would have thought about.
Clinton likes them young, referring to girls.
First of all,
he didn't know what to think then.
That's not true.
What's not true?
What's not true?
That I have any interest in underage.
I didn't say underage. I said young.
But it's still not true.
Is an intern young?
Is the intern young?
Yes.
Okay.
Bingo.
Anybody younger than I am.
Did you know Jeffrey Epstein instructed a witness to deny you were ever on his island?
Look at the hand. Now they want to know, was he ever on the island? Was he ever on the island? Thank you, Cupcake. Was he ever on the island? So we got proof of that tonight. We got proof of that. So just buckle up in your seats. Thank you, Cupcake.
He didn't have to since I was never there.
Did you ever travel to Zorro Ranch?
Now look, he said he never been to Zorro Ranch.
Yes.
No.
Okay. Have you ever flown on anyone else's private jet 26 times?
See, I'm gonna do him like school. Let them tell on themselves and then hit them with the fiasco. I said, damn, double tap the screen. We own them.
More for overseas trips.
I love how I do this.
I have flown as many miles on other jets, but never with as many stops.
A young girl massaging a president is unusual.
So are you asking his opinion?
Well, he was massaged by a young woman. I'm asking if he thinks it's unusual that a president, sitting president of the United States, leader of the free world, that it's
So I'm sorry.
unusual.
Are you speaking to? Are you talking to the?
Cheryl Mills, be quiet. We didn't mind your name now. Cheryl Mills, be quiet because you are in the Epstein files. So now we know Cheryl Mills is in the Epstein files. Yes, his attorney is in the Epstein files. All the new people that just came in, go ahead and check. We had it up to 100 and some people in here. What happened? Let's get them back up in here, y'all. Let's go.
Instance of the
Yes, it's unusual
the
that
back massage that occurred while he was not president. I'm just trying to understand. You said a president of the United States.
Former president.
Thank you.
Oh, I got her on here too, Cupcake. I got Oprah on here too.
No, I don't need to. I'm actually trying to make sure that as you
Look at that glass.
He said
he was a sitting president.
Excuse me, could we just please go one at a time? Thank you.
He said a sitting president. I want you to be clear so that when he answers
Former
you,
sitting
the
president.
record is
How do you
clear.
want to do it? Is it unusual?
I have no idea if it's unusual.
Objection calls for speculation.
I figured. Do you ever?
First, I had no idea of the crimes Epstein was committing.
Awesome. Bill Clinton knows nothing about the crimes that Epstein's committing.
No matter how many photos they show of me.
What do you mean, no matter how many photos they show of you? Photos? You mean evidence, no matter how much evidence
Let's
they get?
get him. Let's
I
get
have
him.
two things that at the end of the day matter far more than any interpretation of 20-year-old photos. I know what I saw, and more importantly, what I didn't see. And I know what I did, and more importantly, what I didn't do. I saw nothing and I did nothing wrong.
You know the problem with this? The problem is that in January of 1998, you said the same thing when you did, in fact, have an inappropriate relationship with Monica Lewinsky. Lewinsky, she wasn't a minor, so if you just stepped forward, did the right thing, owned up to your mistake, then I'd be able to believe you now. But since you lied in January 1998, I know that I can't trust you. Your word means nothing.
As someone who grew up in a home with domestic violence, not only would I not have flown on his plane.
Oh, no, my sick pedophile friend. We are not going to use the DV card and manipulate our audience like that. Not only were you on his plane, but you were also on his island at his house. You told me a long time ago, everyone...
Didn't I just tell y'all I was gonna do them all type of ways? So hold on, gang. Let me show my paperwork. He was on the island. Didn't I just tell y'all that? He lied that I was gonna pop him again. Didn't I tell you, Bad Day Gang, that we was gonna pop him again? Not only was he on the island. Let's bring them people out. Let's go.
We are not going to use the DV card and manipulate our audience like that. Not only were you on his plane, but you were also on his island at his house. You told me a long time ago, everyone owes him favors. They're all in each other's pockets. When you say you asked him, why is Bill Clinton here? Where was he? Where was here? On the island. There were also two young girls there. The investigator asks, and were all of you staying at Jeffrey's house on the island, including Bill Clinton? And the person responds, that's correct. Were orgies a regular occurrence on the island at Jeffrey's house? Yes. Spexner was also there, Alan Dershowitz, David Copperfield, Tommy Mottola, to name a few. This allegation talks about guests at Epstein's parties include Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. Next report comes.
As you see it right there. And just so you guys could know, the 302s have came out about Donald Trump. Did y'all know the 302s came out, y'all? The 302s on Donald Trump is out now. So what happened to that young woman that he hit in her head and forced her on him? It's out now. Did I mention that? I told y'all that we stay on top of the game like a scoreboard, and we covering that tomorrow with the Dolph case. We covering Dolph first because I can't let my people down. Then we covering that. I'm telling you, I'm stepping on these people right now. Let's go.
It's from a 16-year-old, a minor. While modeling, caller attended 8 parties at Epstein's New York residence.
What?
She was assaulted. Caller named other individuals involved in big orgy with her, other young girls, and older Victoria's Secret models, including Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. Bill must have...
Victoria's Secret's what? Can I get a Lex Wexner in the house? Lex Wexner in the house. So he was up in there too. Let's go, gang.
Known about Jeffrey's girls. There were 3 desks in the living area of the villa on the island covered with photos of nude girls. Don't tell us that you didn't know, because not only did you know, you were very much a part of it. And anyone with a brain and a backbone can see right through ya. So no, this is not about left or right. This is about right or wrong, no matter who they are. And holding those who are so very wrong, sick and twisted, accountable.
Oh, the footage from Bill Clinton's deposition on the Epstein files has been released, specifically this clip where Clinton is talking about the infamous hot tub photo. These are some of the most infamous photos from the Epstein files, as it shows Bill Clinton lounging in a hot tub with one of the Epstein victims, as well as swimming in the pool with Ghislaine Maxwell. During his deposition, they showed him a photo and they asked him details on who he was with, when it happened, and where it happened.
No, I don't think I ever knew the photo was taken. This picture was taken in Brunei. Mr. Epstein was there, and Miss Maxwell was in the Sultan of Brunei, and he said, I want you to stay at this hotel, and I hope you'll use the pool. So I did, and then I got out and went to bed, exhausted.
There's a girl over here. There's someone.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. No, and then there were other people in the pool.
Were they under 18? Would you know? No.
Were they part of your traveling party, he's asking you?
That's not what he asked. I mean,
that's not what he asked.
I don't know if they would have cut that out, but he asked, were they under 18?
Exactly.
And
Double
the
tap
former
my
president
screen.
said no. But he didn't know the girls in the pool, right? So how would he know if they
how
were under
old
18
they were?
Or not?
Yes, we went out. I swam around. I sat in the hot tub for 5 minutes, or whatever it was, and I got up and went to bed.
And I have to ask this: did you engage in any sexual activity with this person?
Well, seems like a pretty open and shut case. I mean, when has Bill Clinton been known to lie about having sex with women?
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I don't know, man. It just seems like a few of the guys and a couple of their gals were in the pool, probably like practicing their cannonballs, seeing who could make the biggest splash. Probably playing a little Marco Polo. Looks like it'd be tough to make a whirlpool in a pool shaped like that, but good old just pool hijinks. If Bill says that everyone was of age and he didn't have sex with them and he didn't know who they were and he didn't know the picture was taken and he didn't know the crimes Jeffrey Epstein was committing, it sounds like he was just on the Lolita Express like 60,000 times to travel around the world and swim in the pool. I just don't see any real evidence with this guy pointing towards any sort of sexual proclivity.
Donald Trump has been held civilly liable for sexual assault.
And you know what, Miss Clinton? That's what you need to be held liable to. So as we lining you up today on this channel, we swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me, Band-Aid. Now I promised you, gang, that I was gonna bring you an exclusive. So she tries to clear it out on what needs to happen to Donald Trump, which we know what's gonna happen to him. But you need to be held accountable too, along with your husband. As we continue, now let's go. Watch this, gang.
By a jury of his peers, 9 members of a jury found him liable in the sexual
double tap the screen, y'all. Let's get the lights up.
Carroll. That is behavior. That fits a pattern if one were looking for a pattern. He has also been convicted on 34 felony counts for attempting to hide his relationship with an escort and then to commit business fraud.
What about your husband, though, that you knew about? You knew what your husband was doing.
Campaign, which was ultimately election interference.
Because she probably was doing what she wanted to do.
If I were running the committee or I were involved in this investigation, I would be looking for people
hey, Sarah, welcome.
Who maybe had some prior conduct that might be relevant to either money.
It's going to get gory here, y'all. I'm finna get deep with you.
And yes, I think that it would be in keeping with the scope of the investigation of this committee to set up a deposition with President Trump. I know he's been deposed many, many, many times. He's taken the Fifth Amendment many, many hundreds of times. So I'm not saying you're going to get a lot of information. But given what's in the files and given past and prior conduct, he would be on my witness list. An outrageous allegation that ended up hurting a number of people. Now listen, that caused a deranged young man.
Now we're talking about Pizzagate. Now listen what she says about Pizzagate, right? So we're going to demonstrate the Pizzagate was true. So what I did, well, I let her line herself up with that good storyline in the beginning. So now we're talking about Pizzagate. Double tap the screen. So now as we get into the Pizzagate, they talking about you and your husband. They are acting straight up guilty. Exactly, Sarah. So now we get into the Pizzagate. Thank you guys for the likes. Double tap your screen, hit the likes. We do appreciate it. But check this out. Let's roll.
Show up with his assault rifle and shoot up a local pizzeria. I can't believe you're even referencing it. You should be.
Now watch.
I don't follow.
Watch this.
The crazy conspiracy stories that are online. I regret that anybody does. I find it quite sad.
Oh,
but
really?
Also disturbing that people would believe some of what is put forth, like Pizzagate. So I have taken no steps to review anything that might have any connection to something.
Look, she says she has no connection to something like that, right? But Band-Aid Gang, you know how I set up my lives. You know how I put the pieces together. I build. I don't tear nothing down. Let's go.
Like Pizzagate. So I have taken no steps to review anything that might have any connection to something which I think is totally
bogus. Yeah, you know it, Nurse 59. Look.
It then got, at the end, quite unusual because I started being asked about UFOs and a series of questions about Pizzagate, one of the most vile, bogus conspiracy theories that was
See, they come up with this thing to make us think conspiracy is not true. But most of everything people that are conspiracy theorists say has came true. They use this to make it seem bogus. This is a tactic. But as we break them like we do, let's continue.
On the internet that was serving as the basis of a member's questions to
Stay woke, people.
Yeah, about that bogus conspiracy theory, we literally have an email from you, Hillary, from over 10 years ago in which you asked Barack Obama to order a $60,000 pizza to the White House for a party that they were throwing.
Okay, did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Let's do it again. We this is what conspiracy, whatever you want to call it, does. Let's go.
You asked Barack Obama to order a $60,000 pizza to the White House for a party that they were throwing. And they're also ordering thousands of dollars worth of hot dogs. But you're saying, oh, it's just completely unfounded and nonsense. If you haven't caught up by now, they've been using phrases like conspiracy theory to discourage you from looking at the truth for a long time. They use it as a gaslighting technique, so you never look into anything and you're constantly afraid of being outcasted by society just because you look deeper into things. So she's using this tactic, and it doesn't work anymore in 2026.
Don't work.
Because we have all the documents to prove that her and her husband not only knew Jeffrey Epstein, which is completely obvious. I don't know how she could say that she has never met him before, but we have all the documents to prove what they're up to this entire time. So this shouldn't take a long time. It should be a fast trial, and she should be sent to jail for the rest of her life.
Exactly.
And everybody knows this.
I'm glad
what I spent my time doing.
You want to yell at me, that's fine, but I'll yell right back.
I
Survivors trying to look out for other survivors, trying to
and I was taking care of the people who lost 3,000 lives
and now you're being
at World
defiant
Trade
and
Center.
indignant today.
You asked me about
I have met
Howard
with Epstein survivors. I'm a survivor myself. You have emails. You've denied that Jeffrey Epstein, that you tried to get Jeffrey Epstein to give money to you.
I did not.
Howard Lutnick was
if you have an email with me asking Jeffrey Epstein for money.
I have an email from Howard Lutnick sending it to JeffreyEpstein and his people to raise money for an event, an intimate event for you at his offices at Cantor Fitzgerald. You're going to sit here today and obfuscate and say to this committee, you didn't try to get money from Jeffrey Epstein when there was an intimate event in an email that Howard Lutnick emailed to Epstein's people and Epstein to get him to come to your intimate event at Cantor Fitzgerald, a very small event. And so I'm not going to put it. You want to yell at me? That's fine.
Hillary knew everything that was going on. That's why she didn't care that he was getting fellatio from that woman. We don't know their relationship. We don't know their life. They could have had an open relationship. That's why she's still stuck by his side. Because at the end of the day, they about that money. That's what they wanted to do. They about that money. And once they sign their life, what is it, Band-Aid gang? Blood in or blood out? They made an oath. They did an oath. Blood in, blood out. Let's go.
I'll yell right back.
Well,
okay? I am looking out for I'm doing the job that you would not do and refuse to do as Secretary of State. Thank you, and I yield back to
No, I'm going to finish answering the question, which I have a right to do. That I have no context for and was not there.
After you learned that Jeffrey Epstein was convicted of sex crimes with kids, that any of these photos of your husband with women being massaged on the beach,
right there, that's what I want to say. You got to pay attention to the words that they saying, because they already have the evidence that who they were messing with. Because see, they would have to say alleged. Everybody pay attention. Did you hear that, attorney? I pay attention to everything. Say alleged. Double tap my screen, gang. Did you hear the attorney when she asked the question about him being with minor children? Did they say alleged? No. Do you know why? Because they already have the evidence that he was with young people. She did not say it. So listen, they lining her up. That's why she didn't correct. See, she's an attorney. She knows. That's why she didn't respond and say, you that's an assumption. That's not true. Okay, so now listen.
After you learned that Jeffrey Epstein was convicted of sex crimes with kids, that any of these photos of your husband with women being massaged on the beach, did concern you?
Now, what did she say about her husband?
I have no context for even answering that question. And I think, obviously the innuendo, all the rest of it.
I'm asking a black and white question. I'm not putting any leading statements into it or adjectives. Did you do anything to determine what was happening in those images or on those trips that once you saw these photos? Look at her expression, Sarah. Once you realized Jeffrey Epstein was a convicted sex offender of children, did you do anything to determine what was happening on these trips with your husband?
I don't find.
Once you realized Jeffrey Epstein was a convicted sex offender of children, did you do anything to determine what was happening on these trips with your husband?
I don't find any of your questions to be relevant to the investigation.
Relevant if a former president was traveling around with young women. Well, when you saw photos of your husband in a hot tub laying on a beach and getting massaged by other women, and you knew that Jeffrey Epstein was involved in some of these trips and these things, did it concern you at all?
I'm here not to offer my opinions. I'm here to answer specific questions to the best of my ability.
When you saw your husband in these photos with young women being massaged, what went through your mind?
Right there. When you saw your husband with young women, not one woman, not what was her name? Shantae, not Shantae. Shantae wasn't. She said more than one woman. So see, we ain't seen all the photos, gang. They have. They've seen the photos. So shouldn't she have corrected her when she said that, Sarah? She should have corrected her. What do you mean? That's like, what do you mean my girl Angel was with more than one guy up in there? She was with one dude in the picture. She was in one dude. Where do you get? There was no defense like that. So now we know. So listen.
To the investigation.
Relevant if a former president was traveling around with young women. When you saw photos of your husband in a hot tub laying on a beach and getting massaged by other women, and you
other women. When you saw your husband being massaged by other women. See, we ain't seen that, gang. Remember that. We ain't seen the massages by other women and all that type of mess. They have. And guess what? She has too. And that's why she ain't have nothing to say. Damn, I'm good at what I do. Damn, I'm good. Because we ain't seen them. Notice, we only can see what these people want us to see. Because if we could see what we wanted to see, then we wouldn't been getting gaffled for this long. They've been gaffling us, gang. They've been robbing us, buying airplanes, designing the airplanes with our money. But I'm going to be your tour guide. Let's go.
Epstein was involved in some of these trips and these things. Did it concern you at all?
I'm here not to offer my opinions. I'm here to answer specific questions to the best of my ability.
When you saw your husband in these photos with young women being massaged, what went through your mind?
Uh-oh.
I am not going to speculate.
With young women
being released of the secretary as she is testifying from inside this room. Can you please advise me as to whether or not that's permissible and consistent with the rules, particularly given that we have asked for a public hearing? If there are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying, can you please explain how
I'm done with this. If you guys are doing that, I am done. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home. This is just
But listen to what she's saying. I'll be back.
Oh, for heaven's
So I would like to understand how that's permissible.
Before the hearing was...
It doesn't matter. We all were abiding by the same rules.
I will take that down.
Yeah, well,
I would like to take a break at this moment.
yeah,
I'd like to have
I'm done for now.
Go off the record.
She said for now. Yeah, because you know you got to come back. I'm done for now. I said, damn. Let's get him, gang.
Small dose? 500.
Mr. President, do you believe that Jeffrey Epstein was suicidal?
Do you know?
Was he ever suicidal?
Best of your
I
understanding.
don't know. I only know what the medical finding was. I think maybe he finally got caught, and I don't know. I've accepted it in my own mind. I don't know what happened.
Mr. President, what did you accept? That he killed himself or that he did not?
Watch.
That he did, but I don't know.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Neither do
Mr.
you.
President.
We don't. None of us.
Because he's alive. You want to know why? Because Jeffrey Epstein had his prostate glands removed. He had his prostate removed. Breaking news just came out on his new body. It still had a prostate. It still had its prostate. But Jeffrey Epstein in records had his prostate removed. Hit my like button, gang. I ain't got to live like this. So that was a different person then, right? If Jeffrey Epstein had his prostate removed, and then on his other body it got a prostate, what that tell you? Double tap my screen. I ain't got to live like this. He know that man's still alive. I even got where they put a little shield up. I ain't even brought that up to y'all yet. I don't play no games. Double tap my screen.
This is a letter from a book of letters, which
Yeah, it's his 50th birthday.
Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday. Questions.
Yeah.
Mr. President, do you recognize this letter? And for the record, does this appear to be your handwriting and signature?
It is.
And why did you write this letter?
Why did I? Because I was requested to
I know, right, Nurse 59?
for his birthday book.
And who asked you to write the letter?
I don't remember.
Would Miss Maxwell have asked you?
I don't know. I think someone on my staff asked me.
Welcome,
Can
Wild
you
Roll.
please read the letter for the record?
Yes. It's reassuring, isn't it? Couldn't last so long.
That hand's shaking, he's so scared.
Of learning and knowing, adventures and errors, and still to have your childlike curiosity, the drive to make a difference, and the solace of friends.
Mr. President, were you ever in the position to owe Jeffrey Epstein a favor?
Yeah.
I didn't consider that. I thought we had an understanding about the airplanes, that he would let me use the airplane to set up my AIDS programs around the world. And
inject children with it and do tests, use them kids as lab rats and chase them around. See, we about to get to that. Yeah, we gonna do you all type of ways tonight. See, I'm just setting it up for my gang over here. My gang over here, this how we do over here on this channel. All my new people, y'all make sure y'all sub up and hit that notification bell so y'all can be aware every time we go live. This is what we do. We step on these people when it comes to the internet. Let's go.
Agreed to talk to him for an hour about economics and politics on every long leg. I kept my word, and he seemed to honor his.
Your mom was a prostitute to Bill Clinton?
No. Just before I finish washing them down. Y'all got a whole big piece of cornbread. Now we finna wash it down with Kool-Aid. Now what about your son, Bill and Hillary Clinton? Let's talk about your son. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about your son. Danny Williams. We know y'all ain't no good because you did Danny Williams. Your son is right here. What about your son you had named Danny Williams? Huh? We know you like black women. Shantae, right? What about your son right here? Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton. Why y'all ain't do nothing but Danny Williams? Your son, Bill.
Or he became governor?
The governor mentioned wasn't too far from where my mom stayed. And where they was, her friends, they, solicited themselves over in that area. And he
even admitted my mother was a prostitute. He admitted his mother was a prostitute because I want to scream. I'm a holler, scream, do whatever I want to do. This is my channel. And you keep playing, we going to zap you. We going to zap you. You see her name, Nurse 59. Put you in the hospital out here playing with us on this channel. Don't you come over here lowering the tone. You got a button on the side over there, boy. Push that button down there and turn the volume down there if you don't like my pitch or my sound. I do you all type of ways on this channel. Boy, you came to the wrong channel. Boy, I'm a drag specialist, and I didn't stop dragging. I skid on you. Now, don't you come over here playing, boy. You messing with the wrong one. Now, what about Danny Williams, Band-Aid Gang? His son right here, his son.
Governor?
The governor mentioned wasn't too far from where my mom stayed. And where they was, her friends, they, solicited themselves over in that area. And he used to jog and whatnot on that same area around the corner. It's like basically around the corner from the government mansion.
Okay.
And yeah, he was a party guy, and that's what he wanted to do.
Now, when you say party guy, what kind of party was he doing?
He liked black women. He wanted to go party with women. Chelsea Clinton's not Bill. It's her dad is Hubbard Wester Hubbard or something like that.
Nah, I ain't never heard that before.
Whoop! So now he's saying that uh-oh. Now we getting to it.
What kind of party was he doing?
He liked black women. He wanted to go party with women. Chelsea Clinton's not Bill.
Chelsea Clinton's not his daughter?
Dad is Hubbard Wester.
She got a different daddy.
Like
Nah, I ain't never heard that before.
Yeah, look it up. She look just like him.
So you saying Chelsea Clinton is not your sister?
Well, she's my sister by marriage. If you want to say that, she's not sister by him being her dad.
How do you know this? Your mom was a prostitute?
Oprah has spoken out in regards to the Epstein files. Check this out.
And so to hear people say things that are just crazy, like I'm a part of a cabal and there's a whole conspiracy with children, that stuff makes me sad. It makes me sad more than anything that people would believe it. And, it's taken me a long time to get to the point that I'm not, I don't feel hurt by it. I don't feel personally hurt by it. But now I know we live in a world where it's going to be magnified.
Well, Oprah, this child conspiracy has proven to be true thanks to the Epstein files. And your name is mentioned over 100 times in those files. Now, whether or not you were involved in these crimes with Epstein, still to be determined. However, we haven't forgot about this. This man named the John of God, who you promoted on your show and called a spiritual healer. Yeah, you had a pretty close relationship with this man and you endorsed him. This man who is now behind bars for the rest of his life. For what, you might ask? For running a baby farm in Brazil where he held women
running a baby farm in Brazil. If you watch the whole interview on Bill Clinton, please tell me where he also was going. To Brazil. Bill Clinton was going to Brazil also. That was one of their destinations. Let's continue, gang.
Relationship with this man and you endorsed him. This man who is now behind bars for the rest of his life. For what, you might ask? For running a baby farm in Brazil where he held women hostage, raped them, abused them, forced them to have babies, and sold those babies on the black market. Yeah, Oprah, your case isn't looking so good. It blows my mind when these people try to play dumb and act like these claims are just ridiculous. You know about this stuff, Oprah. You had a satanic family on your show who confess that they come from a line of people who sacrifice babies for blood rituals to Satan. You know what's going on, Oprah. You've been exposed to this a long time ago. It's judgment time, and may God expose it all and bring everybody to accountability. They're trying to scrub this episode from Oprah off the internet, but I have a copy of it preserved. If you want to check this episode out, head over to my Patreon page where you can view the uncensored version of this video. Head over, subscribe, and I'll see you guys there.
So take a look at this right here.
I suppose this is the most controversial piece you've made. Can you tell me about how you came to do?
Now, see, read what the lady's saying. They are actually eating children. Okay?
This particular performance piece with the eating the baby.
这个作品，我最早的构思还是从这个就是说。
It says, look, this work is about human nature, right? And nature of God. So people actually do this in
人
different
性和
countries.
神性的这个角度来考虑这个问题，因为
Think it of this way: human beings have their own moral standards.
怎么说呢？就是很好的上面，就是我们人类，就是说有个道德的基本的一个
Think it of, okay, they have their own moral standards.
标准，就是可能什么都可以以一个东西去规
And
范，
our
可能
babies
吃
are
人只是一个
regulated.
潜意识当中我们好像不应该去吃的，但是很多时候我们没有把这个东西规定下
But on the
来。
other hand, it
所以
is
我
not
写了一个东西，
prohibited by any law.
就写了一个这种公告性的东西，
So I wanted
就
to
是
state to say that
有哪一个民
no
族的宗
religion
教，
forbids
宗
cannibalism.
教在教义当中就都没有说不可以吃人，像基督教就十诫，
And
包
Ten
括那个
Commandments, for example,
就
forbid
是在
murder,
十诫里
stealing,
面
and
说
etc.
不可以杀人，不可以抢东西，然后不可以怎么着，
But
但是没有
mention we
规定
should
不能
eat
去
other
吃
people.
人。然后法律里面，就各个国家的法律里
Nor I
面
find
也
that
很少
law
有规定
forbids
说
to
不能
eat
吃人，
human
没有把这
beings.
个说规定成一个条文。所以说这个是我作品的一个，就说是能够构
I
成这
took
个作品的一
advantage
个
of this space between
是在道德和法律
morality
这个空隙当中的一个
and the law.
根据。当然这只是前面的头一步。
And based
Jeffrey Epstein has leaked emails of people going out and doing hunts. Hunting for pleasure. Oh, hunting them like game. The heck? There's actually a woman that's
Oh, okay. Oh, that's gonna be all right. That's fair use.
the information of what she said was a Rothschild's hunting trip, right? And specifically certain types. Why would you be going to a party to hunt? Snipe hunt is over. Moon cricket in a field bag. And then the bottom is so messed up. Look, guess what? Their words. No. Yeah. What? There's speculation they would.
So they're hunting black people, gang. They were hunting black people. And we already know about that. They were hunting melanated people. Now let's go, gang.
A whole bunch of throw them into like
the mRNA, and Bill Gates, Fauci, and what he did was he put a little bit of his own genetic code in each one of the jabs.
What?
Yeah.
How did he pull that off?
It's all in the files, man. He was doing experiments and funding that CRISPR and that mRNA technology back in the day. And he said in the same document that he wanted to
That's one of the reasons they kept a doctor with them. Why everywhere they go, they kept a doctor with them, gang? Let's go.
his code in all of it. So that anytime anybody in
All right, put a one in the chat if you guys can hear me. See if that's better. If y'all can hear me, put a one in the chat. Okay, thank you guys very much. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Nurse 59. Thank you, everybody.
They got a piece of him inside of him.
Is that his consciousness being transferred, or what exactly?
Just a little code. It's a little ego thing, you know? How much of an effect is it going to have on a person? Who knows? But for him, consciously, it's like, I'm in everybody. Like every single person's out here, I'm inside of it. You know,
half the population.
Right.
Today, a foreign government, Israel, operates the most powerful lobby in Congress. This is AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. Through control of Congress, Israel demands and gets nearly $5 billion annually. No elected official dares criticize Israel for fear the Jewish lobby will accuse him of anti-Semitism, the kiss of death for any politician. The president also knows what Israel wants, Israel gets. To act otherwise is political suicide. The mass media, founded and controlled primarily by Jews, manipulates the spigot of information out of which heartland America drinks. The message of this contaminated source is, if you criticize Israel, you are anti-Semitic. Be safe, keep your head down, or you are fair game for being knocked off by the Zionist shooting gallery.
As a result, our president and elected officials are slaves to political correctness when it comes to Jews and Israel. They cannot seriously criticize Israel, especially as the source of Mideast strife and terrorism. They cannot suggest an end of aid to Israel. They cannot even protest Zionist control of Congress.
You believe that the Jews run the American government.
That's not a secret, Charlie.
Well, no, I find it hilarious that all of Trump's cabinet is Jewish.
Israel did 9/11, Charlie.
Oh, they did. Wow.
Why are we in the middle? I served. Why were we in the Middle East?
So if Israel did 9/11, help me understand this. Who were the hijackers of the planes?
They weren't hijackers.
Oh,
CIA and Israel worked together.
No. Explain to me what happened on the aircraft.
Okay, first off, what we have to understand, there's only one plane that actually crashed.
No, there were three.
No, the buildings imploded. World War II was fought not over what everyone thought it was fought of. Every war is fought by, it is funded by the rich, the Rockefellers, all the rich, Rothschild.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
They funded all those wars.
Was Hitler bad?
I think Hitler was bad, yes.
Did the Holocaust happen?
The Holocaust did happen.
How many people died?
Not 6 million.
How many?
It was not 6 million.
How many?
I don't have an exact number, Charlie.
Yes.
I don't have an exact number. It wasn't 6 million.
But you said it's not 6 million.
The reason why Jews have been run out of 109 countries throughout history is because every time they get into a country, they try and take it over. In Nazi Germany, again, they were having transgender surgeries, underground transgender surgeries. They were promoting homosexuality in schools.
Anti-Semitic.
Did y'all hear the underground? Like I've been telling y'all, pay attention. I told you, everything is underground. The tunnels are underground. That's where they live in. Underground, gang. If they ain't in the air, they're underground. If they're not in the air, they're underground. Trust me.
Lied to since the beginning of this country. Jews, Freemasons, all of it's a satanic agenda. Israel is the synagogue of Satan. They're killing innocent people in Palestine over the guise of sovereignty. New World Order is coming, Charlie.
Guys, anti-Semitism is literally a brain cancer, as you could see.
How is this anti-Semitic, Charlie?
Kill Trump and say Iran did it. Trump's kind of heating himself up for that. No, I'm serious.
Did y'all hear that? Didn't y'all hear what I said? The next thing, I told y'all this. I said this the other day. They're going to have to unalive Trump. They're going to have to unalive Trump. Allegedly. Now, listen, same thing this dude said.
It's literally a brain cancer, as you could see.
How is this anti-Semitic, Charlie?
Kill Trump and say Iran did it. Trump's kind of heating himself up for that. No, I'm serious. I said when they tried to kill the butler, I said, I bet they blame Iran. 2 days later, they blamed Iran. Nobody bought it. Then Trump bought into it. He goes, oh, if I get killed, destroy Iran. And Netanyahu was like, yes, good. So if they kill Trump, if Israel kills Trump or the deep state does it, they'll blame Iran. And then then they can do false flags all over, say the Hezbollah did it. And Hezbollah has real sleeper cells. So they're going to go grab all those guys and torture a few of them to have them turn state evidence. They said they did it. It's going to be bad. So that's the next place. The next play is a new 9/11, this time blamed on Iran. and Iran has teed itself up perfectly for it.
Donald Trump is the Wizard of Oz. He is the guy. It's a man, he plays Monopoly with real things. This is a scary man. And he owns all these beauty pageants, Miss America, Miss Universe. Isn't it a bit like Michael Vick owning a series of pet stores? It's a catch and release program for him. This is a man who said, my daughter is hot. Even people in Arkansas went, that's wrong. That's just way out of place. And that's hair, my God. I believe the hair is the Donald. I believe that's it. I believe the body is a maintenance system for the hair. He goes home at night going, we're home. All right, fuck it, let's get out of here now. Let's do this.
Band-Aid gang, are you not entertained? Look how much we learned in that short period of time. Now, I'm gonna read a couple things in the chat. Kamikaze said, have you guys been watching the beautiful light show going on over in Israel right now? Iran just sent 5,000 drones into Tel Aviv. Oh my goodness. Kamikaze says, I've been watching live feeds, videos from friends that are working as forward observers for Iran, singing out all the Patriot missiles, batteries, and C-ROM systems right now. Effing beautiful. I said, damn. Okay. You say, damn, let them likes up. Let's get the likes up. Thank you so much, Damon. I got the video on my channel where they found Charlie Kirk pretending to be a sheriff at a mall in Arizona. Little foreign girl questioned him about it right after he took off out of the mall. Wow. What? People are commenting back to that. Kamikaze says, yeah, and Charlie Kirk is alive. There's a video of him dressed as a sheriff officer in I guess that was AZ probably, or Arkansas. Okay, sorry, my phone did that on its own. No problem. Make sure you subscribe. I love you commenting. I love you participating in the chat. Sarah, thank you as well. Thank you as well. But I'm going to watch a video and do a reaction video or something that I had before I end this out. You know, you guys feel free to hang out if you want to, but this reaction video I put out is pretty good. I'm going to blank the screen real quick and get this video up for you guys. And we're going to ride it out watching a little bit of this because it's a lot of information. It also pinpoints and kind of talks about what has transpired with the Donald Trump situation. So let's go ahead and, I mean, not Donald Trump, but Bill Clinton. So let's get into this video because it has a lot in here that's going to also prove that he lied. So this was going to be
what did they discuss? How long did these meetings last? We don't know. The details remain murky. But what we do know is that Middleton was the gatekeeper who let Epstein in.
Let's go,
Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein, two names forever linked in one of the most disturbing scandals in modern American history. From White House visits in the 90s to flights on the infamous Lolita Express, from handwritten notes to photos with alleged victims, these are 50 things Bill Clinton doesn't want you to find in the Epstein files. And first up is something that destroys Clinton's entire narrative about when he first met Jeffrey Epstein.
Now remember, in the beginning he said he met Jeffrey Epstein after he was in office. Well, that's a no-no. He met Jeffrey Epstein after he was in office. Nah, let's rock it.
Epstein. For years, Clinton's team claimed their relationship began in the early 2000s. But visitor logs tell a completely different story. And what those logs reveal is absolutely shocking. According to White House visitor records made public through Freedom of Information requests and investigative journalism, Jeffrey Epstein visited the Clinton White House at least 17 times between 1993 and 1995. 17 times. Not once, not twice. 17 documented visits to the most powerful address in America while Bill Clinton was president of the United States.
So he lied. He lied on the stand again. He lied on the stand again. Just like somebody in my comment section said, they need to be locked up. Double tap the screen.
These weren't chance encounters. These weren't brief hallway interactions. These were scheduled visits where Epstein gained access to the West Wing, met with presidential aides, and attended exclusive donor events where only the wealthiest and most connected individuals were invited. The first documented interaction came in 1993. After donating $1,000 to Clinton's presidential election campaign in 1991.
1993. Y'all tracking that? So we already putting our foot on their neck right now. So we gonna let them warm off a little bit after we done Band-Aid Gang, and we on to the next one. Let's go.
Epstein donated $10,000 to the White House Historical Association in 1993, and that donation bought him something invaluable: access. Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell attended a donors reception hosted by President Bill Clinton and First Lady Hillary Clinton in 1993. There are photographs from this event, photos showing Epstein and Maxwell in the White House mingling with the most powerful couple in America, being welcomed as honored guests. Think about that timeline for a second. This was 1993. Epstein was already building his network, already cultivating relationships with powerful men, and the President of the United States was welcoming him into the people's house. But it gets worse, because those 17 visits weren't spread out randomly. They were concentrated, focused, strategic, and they were facilitated by someone who knew exactly how to work the system. Fact number 2. A Clinton aide named Mark Middleton personally facilitated Jeffrey Epstein's access to the White House on at least 3 occasions. And Middleton's story is one of the most disturbing pieces of this entire puzzle. Mark Middleton was a friend of Bill Clinton's from Arkansas. He joined the Clinton administration in 1993 as a special assistant to Chief of Staff Mac McClarty, another Arkansas insider. In 1994, he added deputy to the counselor to his title. His main task at the White House?
Let's go. Let's get this algorithm up. We got 100 up in here. Let's go. Run it up, y'all.
One of those donors.
Double tap that
According to sources with knowledge of the situation, Middleton met with Epstein in the White House at least 3 times during this period. What did they discuss? How long did these meetings last? We don't know. The details remain murky. But what we do know is that Middleton was the gatekeeper who let Epstein in. Middleton also flew on Epstein's private jet in May of 1994. This wasn't some casual acquaintance. This was a relationship significant enough that Middleton accepted personal flights from a man who was cultivating access to the most powerful people in the world. And here's where the story takes an even darker turn. In 1999, the House Committee on Government Reform subpoenaed Middleton to testify about nearly $500,000 in foreign donations to Clinton's re-election campaign in the Democratic National Committee. Congressional hearings revealed that a colonel in the People's Liberation Army mentioned that Middleton received $500,000 to, quote, do good things for China.
Far as we know, the way that looked, Band-Aid Gang, somebody looked like they under that water. They might be giving him some skull up under that water. Look at that, gang. Somebody might be up under that water. You know, we can't miss nothing now. Somebody might be up under that water. He got his head kicked back. Somebody got a snorkel on up in that mug. Somebody got a snorkel on up in there, gang. I said, damn. Somebody might be up in there with a snorkel on. I said, damn. We want to know who that is. What she look like. They tried to mark it out. Mark it out. We don't want them to know she young. But they already know she young. That's why they marked it out. I said, damn, we winning. We ain't never losing over here on this channel.
When called to testify, Middleton invoked his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. He refused to answer questions. Several other figures in that scandal were later convicted of campaign finance violations. But Middleton walked away. And then on May 7th, 2022, Mark Middleton was found dead at the Heifer Ranch in Perryville, Arkansas, approximately 30 miles from his home. He was found hanging by an electrical cord, and he had a shotgun wound to his chest. The death was ruled a suicide. The man who facilitated Jeffrey Epstein's access to Bill Clinton, the man who knew the details of those White House meetings, the man who flew on Epstein's private jet, dead under circumstances.
Y'all see how this went right over our head? Nobody knew about this? Nobody knew about this? I said, damn.
That authorities called suicide, despite the combination of hanging and a gunshot wound. You can't make this up.
Yes, y'all double tap that screen. We got 100 in here.
22
double
years
tap the screen,
after
keep
Epstein's
the video in the
death,
algorithm,
as scrutiny of the Clinton-Epstein connection was intensifying. Now let's move to fact number 3, because in April of 1995, a businesswoman named Lynn Forrester, who later became Lynn Forrester de Rothschild after marrying into one of the wealthiest banking families in the world, wrote a personal letter to President Clinton. In that letter, she thanked Clinton for using her, quote, 15 seconds of access to discuss Jeffrey Epstein and currency stabilization with him. 15 seconds of access. That's how insiders describe brief FaceTime with the president. And what did she use those precious 15 seconds for?
She said, rewind that and look at the person again. That was Ellen DeGresky. How you say that, Angel? Where at? About right there? Go about right here or go forward more? DeGeneres. Okay, I'm gonna go back a little bit.
Epstein's access to Bill Clinton, the man who knew the details of those White House meetings, the man who flew on Epstein's private jet, dead under circumstances that authorities called suicide, despite the combination of hanging and a gunshot wound. You can't make this up. And the timing, This happened in 22 years after Epstein's death, as scrutiny of the Clinton-Epstein connection was intensifying. Now let's move to fact number 3, because in April of...
This lady here, or a lady that's in another... okay, a little back. Wow, okay, a little back. We're going to go a little back.
And foreign donations to Clinton's re-election campaign in the Democratic National Committee. Congressional hearings revealed that a colonel in the People's Liberation Army mentioned that Middleton received $500,000 to, quote, do good things for China. When called to testify, Middleton invoked his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. He refused to answer questions.
Wait a minute. Ghislaine Maxwell looked naked up in there, gang. She ain't got no clothes on. Hillary Clinton, tell us why you don't feel some type of way when that woman right there ain't got nothing on, gang. She ain't got nothing on. Bill right there by her, gang. She don't look like she got anything on. Just before they showed Bill Clinton's face. Look, y'all, she looked bucky naked, gang, in the pool with this man. In the pool with this man. And he ain't just sitting back. He's swimming. He's swimming towards this other woman. He in there with Ghislaine too, y'all. Nothing on, gang. She ain't got nothing on. Ghislaine ain't got nothing on in the pool, y'all. Somebody put no butt, no titty biddles. I said, damn. We ain't paying attention. All you got to do is pay attention to it, and you gonna see what's going on. And it looked like he getting a swami right there, like somebody derbing him up. I said, damn. See, let me stop. So about right here, Kamikaze, should I continue to play from this spot right here? So now we know she looked naked right here. The blind guy. Oh. No, that's Bill. That's Bill right here. Bubba. Yeah, that's Bubba, y'all. That's Clinton Dip. Get in here, y'all. Come and sit here. Think about it. Maxwell's father was well known and a spy and had a ship called, well, how you say that? The Trimmer. The SS Trimmer. Okay, there are colonies on the other side of Antarctica named, okay. Oh, you a scientist. Okay, Terra Marco colonies, under Mars colonies. Okay, now you talking my type of language. You talking my type of language. Right, I know, right? But as we see, Elaine ain't got no clothes on right here, gang. She bucky naked up in there. She ain't got nothing on, gang. Oh my God. When you just slow it down a little bit and pay attention to everything, you see a whole bunch of stuff, don't you, gang? Keep going until you see blind guy just before Clinton. Let me go back. Go back a little bit. In this little area right there. Okay, yes, keep going. We done went all the way back. So we see that Clinton. This guy here. That is him. Wait, that's him. That's what Tony, that's what Kamikaze is saying. This guy right here. Put a 1 in the chat. Wow, you guys are wicked. Diabolical. Oh, wow. Tony talks. Oh, wow. Because Tony, Kamikaze said the same thing. You guys is rocking a show tonight. Hey, we got some watchers up in here. Let's go.
Staff Mac McClarty, another Arkansas insider. In 1994, he added deputy to the counselor to his title. His main task at the White House? Maintaining contact with Clinton's various donors. And Epstein was one of those donors. According to sources with knowledge of the situation, Middleton met with Epstein in the White House at least 3 times during this period. What did they discuss? How long did these meetings last?
And he ended up shooting
the details
him
remain
in the
murky.
chest
But
and
what we
hung
do know
himself.
is that Middleton was the gatekeeper who let Epstein in. Middleton also flew on Epstein's private jet in May of 1994. This wasn't some casual acquaintance. This was a relationship significant enough that Middleton accepted personal flights from a man who was cultivating access to the most powerful people in the world. And here's where the story takes an even darker turn. In 1999, the House Committee on Government Reform subpoenaed Middleton to testify about nearly $500,000 in foreign donations to Clinton's re-election campaign in the Democratic National Committee. Congressional hearings revealed that a colonel in the People's Liberation Army mentioned that Middleton received $500,000 to, quote, do good things for China. When called to testify, Middleton invoked his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. He refused to answer questions.
So he didn't want to, now y'all see that going on right now. A lot of these people that you see right now getting depositions, they refusing to answer questions. They are refusing to answer questions. Yes, they tricked him. They tricked him. They tricked him digging it. They tricked
Years
him.
in that scandal were later convicted of campaign finance violations.
We got 160 people in here, y'all. Come
and
on,
then on May 7th,
double tap the
2022,
screen, y'all.
Mark Middleton was found dead at the Heifer Ranch in Perryville, Arkansas.
And it's always a ranch. And listen how he was found unalived, y'all. They found him unalived, hung and shot. So that's a real execution. They hung him and then popped him in the chest. How does that work?
Approximately 30 miles from his home. He was found hanging by an electrical cord, and he had a shotgun wound to his chest. The death was ruled a suicide. The man who facilitated Jeffrey Epstein...
They said the unaliving was claimed a suicide. How do you shoot yourself in the chest and then hang yourself? I said, damn.
Access to Bill Clinton, the man who knew the details of those White House meetings, the man who flew on Epstein's private jet, dead under circumstances that authorities called suicide, despite the combination of hanging and a gunshot wound. You can't make this up. And the timing, this happened in 22 years after Epstein's death, as scrutiny of the Clinton-Epstein connection was intensifying. Now let's move to fact number 3, because in April of 1995, a businesswoman named Lynn Forrester, who later became Lynn Forrester...
This man right here, is this the man you talking about? Oh yeah, you guys are rocking, man. It's good to see everybody in the chat communicating, showing love. I love that type of energy. I love that type of energy, y'all. Because right now, like I said, it's we all we got right now. We all we got. And the more people that's talking about this, we keep it in the ethers, y'all. And you know, we speaking positive into the ethers, and we gonna knock down all these demons, gang. These people have to go. So we know we looking at people from different star systems, reptilians. These people can't be real, man. We seeing people that are eating children, bro. Human sacrifices, fountain of youth, adrenochrome. Come on, man, it's all going down.
Rothschild, after marrying into one of the wealthiest banking families in the world, wrote a personal letter to President Clinton. In that letter, she thanked Clinton for using her, quote, 15 seconds of access to discuss Jeffrey Epstein and currency stabilization with him. 15 seconds of access. That's how insiders describe brief FaceTime with the president. And what did she use those precious 15 seconds for? To talk about Jeffrey Epstein and his financial expertise. This letter proves several things. First, by 1995, Epstein was known in elite circles as someone with financial acumen worth discussing with the president. Second, Clinton was personally acquainted with Epstein's reputation. And third, people in Clinton's orbit were actively promoting Epstein's access and credibility. Lynn Forrester to Rothschild wasn't some random person. She served on Clinton's National Information Infrastructure Advisory Committee and on the Secretary of Energy Advisory Board. She was an insider, and she was vouching for Epstein directly to the president. Also in 1995, Epstein and Maxwell attended a small fundraising dinner at the Palm Beach home of billionaire Ron Perelman, the chairman of Revlon. Bill Clinton also attended that dinner. So we have documented evidence of Epstein and Clinton in the same room at an intimate gathering in 1995. This completely destroys the narrative that Clinton's team tried to sell for years. They wanted you to believe the relationship started in the early 2000s.
Right.
That it was limited to a few charitable trips.
And that's the key piece that I wanted. That's why I played that earlier when I first started the live, where he strictly said that. Like, I put my stuff in chronological order so everybody can understand the way I do my live streams. I take my time out to really put it together so that people can get an understanding, because I be living on a short period of time because I am a truck driver. I'm an over-the-road truck driver. So I got a little time to do this. But in the next month, I will be off of here, and we will be getting the lives coming from me, maybe 3 lives a day, because I'm going full time with this content creating stuff, y'all. I believe I can do something real good, and I love doing video editing, so I'll be able to put my craft to the test and just make our channel even better. So I just want to thank everybody for sticking with me on this journey that I'm going through, and just, you know, coming over here and sharing love. I do want to give that to everybody. Thank you.
That Clinton barely knew Epstein, but the evidence shows they were connected as early as 1991 with campaign donations, built a relationship through White House access in 1993 through 1995, and maintained that relationship into the 2000s. Fact number 4. After Clinton left office in January of 2001, the relationship didn't end. It evolved. And what came next would become the most documented and controversial part of their entire association. Clinton embarked on humanitarian and philanthropic initiatives through the Clinton Foundation. And Jeffrey Epstein...
Y'all throw them hearts up for Nurse 59, man. She does so much for this channel. She watches over this channel. No one gets modded up on this channel unless they go through Nurse 59. Nurse 59 has been donating to our channel, been with me since I got on this internet for 3 years, when I've lost channels and everything. So I just want to also give homage to you and just say I love you. Thank you for donating to the channel. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for sticking with me, and thank everybody that's new, that subscribed to the channel. Thank you all.
Became an active supporter. How did he support the foundation? By lending his Boeing 727 private jet for Clinton's international trips. The plane had a nickname, the Lolita Express.
Shouldn't the president have this type of shit already, gang? Like, damn, the president ain't got this shit, but a rapper can have it? How can a rapper have it, but the president can't have it? These rappers running around on rapes and all of that type of stuff, but the president, man, this is all a cover-up, gang.
Named after Vladimir Nabokov's novel about a man's obsession and victimization of a 12-year-old girl. That's what Epstein's plane was called, and Bill Clinton flew on it dozens of times. Flight logs made public during civil litigation show that Clinton was listed as a passenger on at least 26 flight legs between 2001 and 2003. His team claims these were 4 distinct trips, 1 to Europe, 1 to Asia, and 2 to Africa, with multiple stops on each journey. But the flight man...
But what about the Brazil trip? What about the Brazil? You see how they kept that Brazil trip out? Because he did say in his deposition that he also went to Brazil. You see how they kept that Brazil out? Because we know what went on Brazil. We just saw what Oprah had going on with that dude that got locked up for sex trafficking, also taking organs, kids' organs, and selling them. Let's go, gang.
Tell a more detailed story. In September of 2002, Epstein flew Bill Clinton, actor Kevin Spacey, and comedian Chris Tucker to Africa on that jet. Yes, Kevin Spacey, who would later face his own sexual misconduct allegations. The trip was ostensibly to visit HIV and AIDS project sites in connection with Clinton Foundation work. But here's what makes this disturbing. Ghislaine Maxwell was listed as a passenger on many of those flights, sad, identified in the logs by...
I'm sorry for cutting this off, y'all, but it's sad because you got to think about it. When it comes to these viruses, I believe they were creating a virus and then acting like they come up with the cure, and then we pay to get the cure, gang. This is so sad. This is so sad. Remember the old Mountain Dew commercial that came out last year where the person was drinking Mountain Dew and turned into a reptilian in the mirror, and another person a bird, and another person a lion? I said, damn. Boy, we got...
They were putting AIDS and
yep,
the Mountain Dew.
Yep.
Remember that story?
Mm-hmm. They said they was doing that too.
They was putting blood in there with people that had AIDS.
Mm-hmm. Look, Kamikaze said they put it in commercials in front of our faces. We're at war right now. Fallen angels versus, the predominant bloodline of God, who created the realm to lock the fallen angels under the firmament. Oh, you know something. You know about the firmament? Oh, we got some, we got some woke people in here tonight. Yes. Go look at Kamikaze. Go look at Phil Snyder's story. Everybody, go look up Phil Snyder, who built bunkers underground, and he came across the tall grays that blew off his finger. He has proof. His fingers have been blown off, severed through his chest. He ended up unalive because he gave up he gave all that information to the government. They tried to assassinate this man 7 times. And they found him after he did that convention, unalive in his hotel room. He said they were already trying to unalive him because he gave up the information. So y'all go look up Phil Snyder. Phil Snyder is the main one that broke it. Phil Snyder is the one that broke up everything. He said, I hate being intelligent. I'm a effing genius. I hate being intelligent. I hate seeing these things. I wish the universe would take down it. Effing magic glasses. LOL. I'm going crazy over here. Yeah, let's go,
Initials GM. Maxwell, who is currently serving a 20-year prison sentence for recruiting and grooming underage girls for Epstein to sexually
That ain't Maxwell.
abuse,
That lady
was
nose
traveling
look
with
totally
Clinton.
different.
Clinton's spokesman would later state that these trips included staff, foundation supporters, and Secret Service agents on all legs. But here's the problem with that claim.
Right.
Flight logs did not list any Secret Service detail for at least 5 flights.
Y'all remember when I said that earlier? Said that he took Secret Services people with him? He tried to claim that he took Secret Service agents with him. You couldn't do all of that on them type of trips, gang. Stop playing with us. But remember, go look up Phil Snyder. Kamikaze. Look up Phil Snyder. And tomorrow when we go live, give me a drawing on it. Let me know if you've seen it. Go to sleep on Phil Snyder tonight, y'all. Y'all gonna be amazed.
On a 2002 trip to Asia. 5 flights where the former president of the United States was aboard Jeffrey Epstein's private plane with no documented Secret Service protection. Where was his security? Why weren't they on the manifests?
Exactly.
And if they weren't there, who was protecting Clinton? The Secret Service itself stated there is no evidence of the former president making a trip to Epstein's private island. But absence of evidence isn't evidence of absence. It means they don't have records. It doesn't mean the trip didn't happen. Fact number 5. The destinations on these flights raise even more questions. According to the Palm Beach Post and other outlets that trace the flight logs, Clinton jetted to and from Siberia, Morocco, China, Armenia, Thailand, Portugal, Ghana, and Russia in Epstein's company.
What you doing going to Siberia and Russia? We ain't cool with Russia. What you doing going over there for? Why is they going to Russia, gang? USSR. That's what they call Russia. USSR. United States Soviet Russia, because they all in it together.
During this period, these weren't short domestic hops. These were international trips spanning multiple continents, long flights where passengers spent hours together, meals together, conversations together, time to build relationships and discuss whatever powerful men discuss when they're 30,000 feet above the earth, with no oversight.
Yeah, Damon,
and
them
Clinton
numbers
wasn't
adding
just
up.
a passive passenger.
They drop, they
According
come
to
up, they
visitor
adding
logs
up.
and emails later unsealed, Clinton's team communicated
We're going for
regularly with
10,000
Ghislaine
views
Maxwell
tonight, y'all.
from
Let's get
2001 to
10,000.
2004 via email.
200
Many of these
in the
emails
building,
were
y'all.
about travel
200.
and food logistics, planning trips, coordinating schedules, making arrangements. In some emails, Maxwell asked if Clinton himself would be attending certain events. This shows she had direct access to his schedule and his team. She wasn't some distant acquaintance. She was someone Clinton's inner circle communicated with regularly. Think about what that means. Ghislaine Maxwell, who was recruiting teenage girls for Jeffrey Epstein to abuse, had email correspondence with Bill Clinton's staff, was helping coordinate his travel, was in his orbit during the same period Epstein was trafficking minors. Fact number 6. In 2002, around the same time as these flights, Clinton visited Epstein's New York apartment and office. Clinton's team acknowledges this happened. They say each visit included his aide and security detail. But the visits happened. Epstein's New York mansion wasn't just any apartment. It was a massive townhouse on the Upper East Side, one of the largest private residences in Manhattan. And it was filled with disturbing artwork and photographs, including a portrait of Bill Clinton wearing a blue dress and red heels, lounging in a chair in the Oval Office. Yes. Jeffrey Epstein had a painting of Bill Clinton in a dress hanging in his New York mansion. The artist, Patrina Ryan Clyde, later confirmed
I'm going to give y'all some brain food right now. If anybody's seen the movie Same as Above is Below, put a 1 in the chat. I know it's a lot of people in here, but okay. But let me say this. I truly believe in that movie Same as Below, the girl took a neon light and she took some chemicals and she rubbed it across the painting, and guess what? It was a map. I believe the reason why they purchased this, just is one of my theories, gang. When they purchased these paintings, I want them to go look at some of these paintings. Because I believe that there's maps in these paintings that Epstein had. That's why he had so many paintings. And I think if you rub a chemical or something, it's going to be a map or something like that. Call me crazy, gang, but I think deep like that. Is something wrong with me thinking like that? Because I remember seeing the movie, same as above as below. And that's what happened in that movie. And like a lot of you guys say, they put it in the movies. I believe this painting, if you put stuff on this something, paint and clear it off, it might be a map. A lot of those paintings be maps, gang, and it be right in there in our faces. Just think about it. Just think about that, y'all.
Jeffrey Epstein had a painting of Bill Clinton in a dress hanging in his New York mansion. The artist, Patrina Ryan Clyde, later confirmed she painted it as part of a series parsing Rolls of Power. It was titled Parsing Bill, and somehow Jeffrey Epstein acquired it and displayed it prominently in his home. Why would Epstein have this painting? What was the significance? Was it mockery? Was it blackmail material? Was it an inside joke? We don't know.
It could have been a map.
Oh, but the existence of that painting in Epstein's home tells us something about their relationship. It wasn't purely professional. It was personal enough that Epstein kept a bizarre portrait of Clinton in drag in his private residence. And Clinton visited that residence, saw what was on the walls, saw what Epstein surrounded himself with, and continued the relationship anyway. Fact number 7, there's a photograph that the House Oversight Committee specifically mentioned in their subpoena cover letter to Clinton. A photo showing Clinton receiving a massage from one of Epstein's victims during one of these trips. Let me repeat that.
Now that ain't what's her name? Nah, that girl right there ain't the black girl. What's the black girl name? Shantae. Remember, he got a massage from a girl named Shantae, that black girl named Shantae. But now he getting a massage from her. And if you look at her, she look Russian. That girl look Russian. If you ask me, that look like a Russian chick. Put a 1 in the chat if that look like a Russian girl. That's a Russian girl right there. She Russian, Ukrainian, that ain't no regular girl. So he love the people to rub on his neck. What's wrong with his neck? Why he never had no problem with he love getting some neck, don't he? That man love getting him some neck. I said, damn, that man love neck. And she looks young. Bingo, somebody put that in the chat. She look young, let's zoom in and see. Yep, she look young. I give her, what, some of y'all put the age, what you think she about? 17, 18, maybe about 19. She young though. She might be legal age, but she young. But she young, and she could be younger than that. Somebody put 19, 22. All right, somebody get this dude up out of here. Zap him. I don't like that being melanated. We call it melanated now. Black means dead, and we not dead over here. If you want to use the word black, use Moorish. Use the word Moorish, or get up out of here. Know your history. You can't even come up in here and have no history right. Black. Boy, get up out of here. But always remember, since you got up out of here, from the dark came the light. From the dark came the light. So what that tell you? Let's go.
There is photographic evidence of Bill Clinton receiving a massage from a woman who was one of Jeffrey Epstein's trafficking victims. The photo exists. It was mentioned in official congressional documents, and it's part of the evidence that led Republicans in Congress to subpoena Clinton for testimony. Who was the woman in the photo? What were the circumstances? Was Clinton aware she was a victim? These are questions that demand answers, and they're questions Clinton has not adequately addressed. His team's response to everything has been the same script. President Clinton knows nothing about the terrible crimes Jeffrey Epstein pleaded guilty to in Florida some years ago, or those with which he has been recently charged in New York. That's the statement his spokesperson released when Epstein was arrested in 2019. But that statement doesn't address the photo. It doesn't explain why Clinton was receiving a massage from one of Epstein's victims. It doesn't provide context for any of the documented interactions. It just blanket denies knowledge of crimes. And speaking of crimes, let's talk about fact number 8. because according to testimony unsealed in the Epstein case, someone claimed that Epstein told them, quote, Clinton likes them young, referring to girls. It's someone saying Epstein said Clinton said something, but it was included in court documents. It was part of the evidence presented, and it directly
Just fact checking. That's checking. Fact check. Fact checks checking. Young. I'll give her young. Young. Yep, young. That's young. That's young. That's young. That ain't no more than about 18, 19. I give her about 18, 19. 18, 19. He drunk than a motherfucker. Look at his face. He drunk as hell. Off them shrooms. He on that. Oh, look at him. Look at his eyes. He on them shrooms and everything. That man on that dope. Now, look at him. The rosy cheeks. He hella high. He ain't just little high. He hella high. He hella high. Look how he look, gang. Ooh, he hide in the mug. Ooh, he hide. What he had over his face? Some gargles? Would he sleep with something over his eyes or something? Damn, Bill. They put you out there like that, Bill. They knew Bill was gonna jack his Mac. They didn't like you anyway, Bill. They didn't like you anyway. Yeah, no, they ain't like Bill. They send Bill out there, let him go and do his deposition. We gonna set him up. They use you as a distraction. He thought he came up there was gonna do it good. They used Bill as a distraction. I said, damn.
Predicts Clinton's claims that he knew nothing about Epstein's activities. If Epstein was telling people that Clinton had preferences for young girls, that suggests either Epstein witnessed something, Epstein was told something by Clinton, or Epstein was lying to make himself seem more connected than he was. All three possibilities are disturbing, and it fits a pattern because multiple women who were in Epstein's orbit have made claims about seeing Clinton in contexts that raise questions. Moving forward with fact number 9, and this is where witness testimony gets truly disturbing. In 2011, Virginia Roberts Giuffre, one of Epstein's most prominent accusers,
she ended up unalived, and she wrote a note saying that she, if she ended up unalived, that it wasn't her that did it.
Told the UK's Mail on Sunday newspaper that she had met Bill Clinton on 2 occasions, including once on Epstein's private Caribbean island, Little St. James. Giuffre claimed that she dined on the island with Epstein, Clinton, Maxwell, and, quote, 2 young girls from New York. She described Clinton being present on the island where, in her words, quote, orgies were a constant thing that took place. Now, Giuffre stressed that she was not, quote, lent out to Clinton, and that she did not witness any interaction between Clinton and the other women she claimed were there. She never accused Clinton of sexual wrongdoing, but she claims she saw him there, on the island, where underage girls were being trafficked and abused. In deposition testimony that was later unsealed, Giuffre was asked directly about this. The lawyer asked, quote, do you have any recollection of Jeffrey Epstein specifically telling you that Bill Clinton owes me favors? And Giuffre answered, quote, yes, I do. It was a laugh, though. He would laugh it off. You know, I remember asking Jeffrey, what's Bill Clinton doing here kind of thing? And he laughed it off and said, well, he owes me favors. When pressed about what those favors were, Giuffre said Epstein never told her. She didn't know if he was serious, but Epstein allegedly...
Dang, you just can't come over here, James Allen. You ain't James Allen. You need to run for president next. If they James Allen, you got a good president name. That man named James Allen. James Allen. James Allen for president. James Allen for president. James Allen for president. Well, let me tell you something, James Allen. Mr. Allen, don't be mad at us. We didn't bring Donald Trump up in here. We didn't go get in the car and the limousine man did all of that. James Allen. We can't help it. Don't blame us. Don't blame me. I just got a little channel over here on YouTube. That's all I got. I'm just talking. That's it, bro. Come get over here and get mad at us. He came. Listen what James Allen said. We all know Clinton is guilty, but he can talk about Clinton. Clinton is guilty. But let's move on and stop talking about the Epstein files. Listen to, look at James Allen. And yes, keep Trump name out of it. I think people are tired of hearing about this. I said, damn, James, ain't nobody tired. James, ain't nobody tired. James, if we was tired, James Allen, we would be asleep. Yeah, hell no, it's 11:05 Central Time, and ain't nobody tired. Ain't that a damn shame? James Allen, run for president and make some rules. Just don't be like Donald Trump, gang. I'm telling you, James Allen, you can't come over here with that, James. Let me read James' stuff again so let you see how stupid he sounds. James said, we all know that Clinton is guilty. We all know that Trump guilty. But let's move on. He just came over here and told us to move on, y'all. Stop talking about the Epstein files. And yes, keep Trump's name, he wanted to say, out your mouth. Keep Trump's name out your mouth. I think people are tired of hearing this. If they was tired, they'd be asleep right now. I said, damn. Let's go, gang.
Told her that, quote, everyone owes him favors. That's how Epstein operated, building leverage, creating debts, making powerful people feel obligated to him. And according to Giuffre's testimony, Clinton was on that island, the island that would later be nicknamed Pedophile Island by the media, the island where Epstein's crimes took place. And Clinton was there with 2 young girls from New York. But here's where the story gets complicated, because Giuffre later backtracked parts of her account. She initially claimed that Ghislaine Maxwell flew Clinton to the island in a helicopter. But in her deposition, when asked directly if she was ever in a helicopter with Clinton that was flown by Maxwell, she said no. She clarified that she didn't witness the helicopter trip herself. Maxwell had told her about it. Maxwell, in her own deposition, vehemently denied Giuffre's account. She called it, quote, an obvious lie, and stated she had never flown President Clinton, quote, at any time ever, in any helicopter, in any place, any time, in any state, in any country, at any time, anywhere. So we have conflicting testimony. Giuffre says Clinton was on the island. Clinton says he never went there. Maxwell says she never flew him there. And Epstein, before his death, wrote in emails denying Clinton was ever on the island. But then there's fact number 10. A December 2020 Vanity Fair article cited former Clinton advisor Doug Band, who stated that Clinton had visited the island in January of 2003. Doug Band wasn't some random person. He was Clinton's gatekeeper after the presidency.
Oh, man.
His counselor, his close aide who traveled with him extensively. And according to Vanity Fair...
His handler. Yeah, he was handling him. Holding dick. Yeah, he was holding penis. Look, you gotta pee. You gotta pee, Clinton. Let me put it in my hand. Let me walk you to the toilet. He was holding him down.
Band said Clinton went to the island. A Clinton spokesperson immediately denied this, saying Clinton had never been to that island and providing what they claimed were travelogue entries from that period.
I'll hold it down for you.
Clinton was elsewhere. But Band was there. He was part of Clinton's inner circle during exactly this time period. Why would he make that claim if it wasn't true? The truth is, we have multiple contradictory accounts. Flight logs that don't show trips to the island. Secret Service FOIA requests that found no evidence Clinton went there. But also witness testimony from someone who claimed she saw him there. And a former Clinton aide allegedly saying he did go. What we know for certain is that the possibility exists. Clinton flew on Epstein's plane.
Wait a minute, gang. They doing us all type of ways. Clinton on that dope. Because right there, he don't look like how he had done looked at the deposition. Oh, man, that looked like Freddy Krueger, man. They doing us all type of ways out here, man. Is that Freddy Krueger? Because that ain't the same guy we just seen at the deposition. The cocaine that hit him right then. He on that dope right then. We don't know what's going on, man. His hand, I wonder, his hand right here looked like it'll shake worse than it looked. Yeah, I can't make this shit up. His hand looked like it'll be shaking worse on this picture than it was what we seen at the deposition. He looked at a lot better. I said, damn, what's going on? What they doing to us, y'all?
Dozens of times. The logistics of getting to the island would have been simple, and the lack of paper trail doesn't mean it didn't happen. It means there's no documentation. Moving to fact number 11. In 2016, Virginia Giuffre's legal team formally requested to depose Bill Clinton in her lawsuit against Ghislaine Maxwell. They argued that Clinton was a, quote, key witness due to his, quote, close personal relationship with Epstein and Maxwell. Think about what that means. Lawyers representing a trafficking victim believed the former president of the United States had information relevant to their case, information important enough to formally request his testimony under oath. The federal judge presiding over the case denied that request. Clinton was never deposed. He never had to answer questions under oath about his relationship with Epstein, about the flights, about what he saw.
Thank you guys for the likes. Please double tap the screen. Let's get this up to at least 100 likes, y'all. Let's run it up.
But the effect is clear. Clinton avoided having to testify, avoided being cross-examined, avoided having to answer difficult questions in a legal setting where lying would be perjury. And speaking of legal settings, let's talk about fact number 12. In September of 2016, Jeffrey Epstein himself was deposed as part of Virginia Giuffre's lawsuit.
All right, Mike, we finna rock it out. We gonna ride it out.
Epstein was asked multiple times about his relationship with Bill Clinton, And every single time, Epstein invoked his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. He refused to answer, he wouldn't talk about Clinton, wouldn't describe their relationship, wouldn't explain the flights or the meetings or any of it. Why would Epstein take the Fifth when asked about Bill Clinton? The Fifth Amendment protects you from being forced to testify against yourself in a way that might incriminate you in criminal activity. Epstein clearly believed that talking about his relationship with Clinton could expose him to criminal liability. What did Epstein know that made him refuse to testify? What happened between him and Clinton that Epstein felt he couldn't talk about without risking criminal exposure? We'll never know, because Epstein died in prison in 2019 before he could be compelled to testify at trial. Fact number 13. The unsealed court documents from Giuffre's lawsuit list Bill Clinton as an, quote, associate of Epstein, alongside many other famous figures. This is an official court records. Legal documents filed in federal court. Clinton is listed among Epstein's associates. Clinton's team has spent years trying to minimize this connection, characterizing it as a few charity trips, casual acquaintance, nothing more. But the court documents tell a different story. The documents paint a picture of someone deeply embedded.
I just figured if we gonna tell it all. You know how the old folks say, if you gonna tell it all. Watch my live from the beginning. Make sure y'all hop the video after this live is over. If we gonna tell it all, so we ain't gotta keep going back on this stuff. We ain't gotta keep going back. That's why I played this video, because I did the first part, the second part. So if we gonna play it back, so now we gonna put him over there to the side and let karma take his place. After we deal with him, karma take his place. This ain't the Democrat Republican channel. Yeah, this ain't that channel. Yeah, this the Justice channel, and we getting it right now. We got one gone. Her name is what? Christy Noam. Yeah, she out of here. Yeah, one gone. Chinese name.
Epstein's social network. White House visits in the 90s, donor receptions, flights in the 2000s, communications between Clinton's staff and Maxwell, photos together, a bizarre portrait in Epstein's mansion, witness testimony placing him on the island, Epstein taking the Fifth when asked about him. That's not casual acquaintance.
Sure not.
That's a sustained relationship spanning more than a decade. Now let's move to fact number 14, because in 2011, Virginia Giuffre wrote in an email to a journalist that, quote, B. Clinton had personally intervened to pressure Vanity Fair magazine not to publish an expose about Epstein's sex trafficking, calling Epstein, quote, his good friend. If this is true, it means Clinton actively worked to suppress media coverage of Epstein's crimes, used his influence to kill a story that would have exposed what Epstein was doing, protected a sex trafficker from public scrutiny.
Yep.
Vanity Fair never confirmed or denied this allegation publicly. There's no paper trail showing Clinton contacted them. But the fact that Giuffre made this claim in writing to a journalist suggests she believed it was true. Someone told her Clinton intervened, and she believed the source enough to report it. And this fits a pattern, because powerful people protected Epstein for years. His 2008 plea deal in Florida was one of the most lenient sentences for a sex offender in history.
Look at that island. Look just like the Nickelodeon symbol. They knew what they was doing. Look just like the Nickelodeon. Don't they look just like the Nickelodeon symbol? They knew what they was doing. They knew what and there's something up under that island too. Up under that landmass, it probably got holes drilled all up under there. They taking submarines all up under there. Man, these people, that man is high tech. These people is high tech. And look at the Nickelodeon symbol right there, y'all. Look at the Nickelodeon symbol. Stop playing with my channel. These people know we run YouTube over here. We run YouTube. YouTube love us. YouTube made a deal with us. They said, I like that boy over there when he be talking like that. That's what they said. They said that boy know a lot. We gonna put an ad on his video. That boy love to rock him some shows. I sure do. I sure did. Because he ain't got to live like this. I ain't going to live like it. I'm not just going to let this stuff go over my gang hand. Not the Band-Aid gang. We don't play by them rules. We don't. Our dogs don't know them tricks. We just don't roll over. You roll over? What? My dogs don't know them tricks.
He pleaded guilty to procuring an underage girl for prostitution and soliciting a prostitute. He served 13 months in a county jail with work release privileges that let him leave 6 days a week. That deal was negotiated by federal prosecutors who gave Epstein immunity and shielded potential co-conspirators. Labor Secretary Alexander Acosta, who was the federal prosecutor who approved that deal, later resigned in 2019 when questions were raised about how Epstein got such favorable treatment. Epstein had powerful friends, and those friends helped protect him. Whether Clinton was one of those friends actively intervening is a question that remains unanswered, but the allegation exists, and it's documented. Fact number 15. Let's talk about the photographs, because the January 2026 Department of Justice release of Epstein files included never-before-seen photos of Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein together, multiple photos, from different occasions, showing them socializing, interacting, being friendly. One photo shows them together at what appears to be a social event, both smiling. Another shows them on a plane together. These aren't formal handshake photos.
You guys know why she got fired? She committed perjury 22 times in 30 minutes. LOL. Made Donald Trump look real bad. I messaged her on Twitter and told her at least she still has TikTok. Kamikaze, I love Kamikaze. I'm rocking with Kamikaze. Man, y'all pay attention to my community post. We got 2 lives tomorrow too, man. Kamikaze rocking the show tonight, y'all. Kamikaze holding it down tonight, y'all.
From public events, these are candid shots of 2 men who knew each other well enough to be photographed together multiple times in casual settings.
Nowhere, Nurse 59. Hillary is nowhere to be found. Hillary knew what was going on. I believe Hillary knew what was going on. Thank you too, Sarah, for coming in. Man, we get knowledge over here, man. God bring his people together. We tribing up right now, and we building. We ain't tearing nothing down over on this channel, so I'm just glad that God tribing us up, man. You know what I'm saying? Do your own research is what I asked you to do, your own research. I will share this video because this video is so long. You know what I'm saying? And we rocked out tonight, Band-Aid Gang. And I'm going to play a little bit more of this video. I think we pretty much got the message and we're going to get the outcome. But I want everybody to remember, watch how the dominoes are falling. Christy Nome, and it, again, I spoke today and I said that started with Alex Petty. It started with him, and they just working their way down. And some of the things you hearing, you know what I'm saying, when you see these depositions going on, pay attention to the cross-examiner, because that examiner knows. And the words that that examiner knows, and they're telling you what they've seen. We haven't seen what they've seen. That's why these people are being brought to the forefront, because they see something that we haven't seen. They only tell us only so much. So when we get on here as content creators, we can only give you the best of what we got, so that I make sure that what I bring to the table is the best that I can give you. I'm not trying to cut any corners. I sit back, I put these pieces together, I create a timeline, and when I see good videos like this that went along with my timeline that I built today, I just thought it all worked for the family and for the gang, and this is how we rock shows. Thank you guys for coming today.
Taken, there were countless interactions that weren't photographed. The photos are just the tip of the iceberg. They're evidence of a relationship that was comfortable enough, familiar.
Hey, somebody give Lucifer a Chinese name. Somebody give Lucifer a Chinese name. One gone. Yeah, somebody give Lucifer a Chinese name. This ain't the devil channel. Thank you. Somebody zapped him quick.
Enough that people around them were casually taking pictures.
Nurse 59.
Clinton's team released a statement after these photos came out, claiming that the release of, quote, 20-plus-year-old photos was the Trump administration trying to shield themselves. But that's deflection. The photos exist. They're real. They document a relationship that Clinton has tried to minimize for years. Moving to fact number 16. In November of 2025, President Trump...
What you gonna say, Bisley Bob or something like that?
directed the Justice Department and FBI to investigate Jeffrey Epstein's involvement and relationship with Bill Clinton and other high-profile Democrats. And then the House of Representatives voted 427-1 on a bill to compel the Justice Department to publicly release its files on Epstein. 427-1. That's nearly unanimous bipartisan support for transparency. The bill passed the Senate unanimously and was signed into law. The Epstein Files Transparency Act. And when those files...
Wait a minute, how you know all that, Kamikaze? Kamikaze said, hey, by the way, gang. Kamikaze said, hey, by the way, gang, that guy, James, that was in here, his real name is Robert Jimson. He's 49 years old and he live in Illinois. I said, damn, boy, we on your head. He was threatened at Illinois clinic and for gonorrhea 3 different times. Damn!
Started being released, they revealed something shocking. Fact number 17. The FBI had secretly investigated Epstein-related allegations against Clinton. multiple allegations, some of which the FBI determined were, quote, not credible. But the fact that the FBI investigated it all means there were enough credible tips, enough concerning information that federal law enforcement felt compelled to look into Clinton's connection to Epstein. What were those allegations? The files describe them as, quote, unverified and some as, quote, not credible. But the FBI doesn't investigate nothing. They received information from multiple sources alleging Clinton's involvement or knowledge of Epstein's activities. And they investigated. The fact that some allegations weren't proven doesn't mean they were all baseless. It means the FBI couldn't find enough evidence to proceed. That's different from proving innocence. That's failing to find sufficient evidence for prosecution. And here's what's disturbing. These investigations were secret. The public had no idea the FBI was looking.
Pressure forms a diamond. So, you know, you ain't the only one going through it. It's called life. I go through it every day. We all have battles, so you're not alone. You know what I'm saying? You're not alone. And a lot of us wouldn't be going through a lot of stress today in this world if it wasn't for these people that we're watching right now on this platform. And I'm gonna kind of end on that note because I wanted to say that, you know, let the people know, you know, before I get ready to close out, I do want to say that because Kamikaze said something. Thank you, love you, bro. I needed to smile. I've been going through effing double hockey sticks mentally these last few days. You're not alone. And you know what I'm saying? You're not alone. And a lot of the stress caused on people being behind in their bills, you know, gas prices going up, you know, these are the things, and these people that we're seeing in power right now are the cause of that. And, you know, they use the music industry also for a way to launder money. So now we're able to see what is going on. So, you know, along with people praying and believing and knowing and staying grounded and acknowledging themselves up, right, y'all, we're going to overcome this. We always overcome. That's why this species, what you call humans, are still here today. And always remember, man finds himself where he solves his problems best. Just remember that, gang. Man seems to find himself where he solves his problems best. And just think about that in your life. Every time you went through a struggle and it was hard, you thought, you know, damn, man, I'm going to get out of this, man. Man, I messed up. Them days that passed by, right? They came to pass, right? All those days when you were struggling and you still here and you still got a roof over your head, but it was days that you were struggling. They came to pass. They came to pass because you know why? Man seems to find himself where he solves his problems best. Just a little knowledge for y'all. So when you're going through a struggle and you're going through hard times, just use that in your mind. Just say, man seems to find himself where I solve my problems best. So I'm going to solve this. And 90% of the time that you worry, there is no need to worry. And I'm just keeping it real. And the Most High, you know, he makes no mistakes. God makes no mistakes, because if God made mistakes, then this wouldn't have been happening. Because these people had all the money and they had all the power. Think about it. They had all the money and all the power and still got caught because they made a deal with the devil. See, we ain't out here making no deals with the devil. We out here living in the bonds of moderation. That's it. That's it. We living in the bonds of moderation out here. These people were billionaires and millionaires. So put yourself in that man's shoes. I'm going to let you look at him real good before we get ready to get out of here. Look at him real good. Look at Lex Wexner. All these billionaires. Look at Puff Daddy. Look at Art Kelly. Because I ain't going to single out the white people, black people. Y'all be in it too. Because it ain't got nothing to do with skin. It's what's up under the skin. See, the thing now that we've got to worry about, Band-Aid Gang, and all my people up in this chat, is what's up under the skin. This ain't about no black and white no more. See, that was the distraction. Y'all was confused by the black and the white, but the Most High has just told you and showed you this ain't got nothing to do with the skin complexion. This has to do with what is under the skin. Because you can't lie, white people. You got black friends that you will ride to die. And black people, you got white friends that are ride or die. This ain't got nothing to do with what's up on top of your skin. This got to do now. We in a spiritual battle right now. It's what's up under the skin. See, it's coming off right now. It's what's up under the skin. So now the Most High has let us know that these people already know about extraterrestrial beings. They're out there. They're out there. Obama said it. And then Donald Trump said, oh, he wasn't supposed to say that. That's classified information. Well, if it's classified information, that means it's true. I've been trying to tell y'all about these aliens exist. It's 9 different races of them. Some of you Bible thumpers be like, oh, no, they know God. God made them too. God made them too. Don't let that, no. It's deeper than what's on the outside. It's what's on the inside, gang. What's on the inside? Why do you think the Most High make me struggle sometimes? He puts so much pressure on me because I want to get up on here and I want to give y'all this information and give y'all this knowledge and get some information from y'all and get some knowledge. I'm not only out here giving information, I'm out here, I'm giving information, I'm out here getting information. You guys make me come up here and do what I do. And I get better every time. I'm doing this in an 18-wheeler. But when I get home, y'all gonna see my face and I'm gonna have all them screens looking professional and we gonna run it up and we gonna be the #1 channel on YouTube. Cause that's what I wanna be the best. I wanna give my people information. I want to open the gates for those so I can walk in it with them. I wanna be spiritually prepared. I wanna be mentally prepared. That's why I want to be. Get this other person, Laura, a Chinese name. I can't believe a person named Laura came up in here saying the word idiot. Got a Chinese name and she out of here. I'm going live twice tomorrow. I'm off. So I'm going to put my time to come in here and entertain and do what I do best. I want to thank my mods that's in here. Mike, Nurse 59, Cupcake, which is Kimberly, y'all see in the chat. Damon Waynes that's in here. All my mods, they will zap you. A couple people will be modded up, but I have to go back in the honey hideout and talk to my people and make sure I can give it patent because I got some dedicated people over here. So I want to thank you. The more I see you, the more I know you, the more I respect you, and the more I love you. Before I close, I want to say I know it get hard out here. Y'all know I always say it. But we all in it together, and it's called life. Be glad you're above the ground instead of under it at this time. But spiritually prepare yourself. Spread love because there's too much hate in the world. It's your boy, C-Dub, Mr. I ain't said a word, but you know what I'm saying? And I said, damn, we got breaking news. The 302s is out on Donald Trump. So God is about to let us unfold that open for y'all. Diamond Gang sent me some information. So we gonna rock the show on that one. And we got a breaking news, Young Dolph tomorrow. Y'all check me out when we come over here and break this Young Dolph case tomorrow as well, too. Justice for Dolph. That's why I come from the Young Dolph sector. That's what got me good. Cupcake, Kimberly, Michael that you see in the chat, Nurse 59, Damon, all of us come from the Dolph sector. Because it's a conspiracy with the Dolph sector. And now we're getting justice spiritually in that way, too, for that young brother. May God be with you on your journey. Peace and love. Double tap that screen before you leave if you didn't. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Pay attention to my community posts. I love you guys. Stay blessed and never stress. Peace and love. Shouts out to the gang. And we out. Peace. Love you, Kamikaze. Thank you.